This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Hey everyone, we're back in the latest episode of Phantasmagoria. We are playing the first game. It is a classic Sierra title, to be certain. We are currently, I don't know, Luke, how far would you say that we've progressed through this particular
through chapter 5?
Oh,
well, the weird thing is, like, they'll tell you. This is exactly how far we are in the game.
Oh, so as you guys can see, we're actually making excellent progress. We're a regular Titanic. You know, we're across the sea in an excellent time.
It hurts me when you do this, Matt.
This is a real treat for Julia, because Matt hasn't done this in years.
No, not at all. This is awesome. Thank you.
So, that is a falsehood. Matt does this every couple of months.
It's been a while.
I think it's been a while. I don't think I've been here for one.
No.
Not more than a couple, anyway.
I'm always hoping that it's going to be someone's first episode.
Yeah.
You know what was great is I went to interject and like regretted it because Matt had more, but I was muted. I had muted myself because my keyboard was loud, and so yeah, it's not even in.
That wasn't even as bad as I've been. No,
you've been much worse. That's true.
I actually tried to make it more realistic, and in doing so, made it in some ways worse. Though
cosplaying a really bad YouTuber.
Yeah.
We're already bad, Matt.
Well, I know it. Speaking of that, let's do the thing where we interact with our very small audience.
Well, we will in a moment, but
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Cyrus.
She just gets thrown out like DJ Jesse Jeff.
I do appreciate that, although they use the cat as a prop to elicit an emotional reaction, which I hate, that they at least, showed an obvious fake at a very obtuse angle. So
at that angle, they could have used a real cat. We wouldn't have known. Just like a live one.
Sit still.
Yeah, just a live.
Why did we
wait until it falls asleep?
Why did we see a reflection of Chris Farley before the cat, though?
He was down by the river. Man down by the river.
Yeah, a lot of this game I get confused by because I couldn't tell if that was a little girl or a middle-aged woman, and then the fur thing I couldn't tell if it was a stuffed animal or a real animal if it was supposed to be, and it's the same as the boglin and the little head in the pot. I don't know what I'm looking at, so I don't know what to think.
Yeah, choose fear.
Choose fear.
Choose fear.
Assume the worst.
Yeah.
Assume the worst. Do only harm. Choose fear.
It's our motto this month.
Hey, you guys want to do some questions for Gory?
Yeah.
More than anything.
For Gory, let's do it.
Questions for Gory. McBlah.
Whoa!
McBlah.
I'll cue it up so we can actually play it next time. But let's just go.
What do you mean?
We have a sound cue. I found it.
What?
No, we've had it for like a year. Probably
Am I that addled? Am I that old?
I remember this,
yeah,
actually.
I even played it last episode.
Yeah.
What? Was I high on cocaine?
Cocaine?
Was I high on methamphetamines?
I definitely remember last time we recorded Matt telling 12-Op not to bother making a questions for Gory theme.
Yeah. Well, and then I found it just when I was editing the video. So
What the fuck? All right, play it. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
We're making this happen.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I have to know how find it. Hold on. I didn't prepare.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
God. Jeez, everything would have been...
There it is. Here it is. I just made that one myself. So. Like a long time ago.
Oh, it's not a 12-Op one.
It's not a 12-Op thing. No.
Right, okay.
It's something I made. Yeah.
I felt so bad because we were telling 12-Op not to make one. I was like, did 12-Op already make one and we forgot? Fuck me, that's horrible. But no, okay.
No. I just did the first 3 notes of Toccata and Fugue in Propellerhead's Reason, and I did a lightning
also
over top of it.
I love that, like, based on what I just said, it's totally fine to just forget Luke's accomplishments.
Look, that is the entire premise of this channel. It's an immense amount of work that I do in the background every week that we all completely gloss over.
This channel would be nothing if it weren't for, like, the titles that you give things.
Oh my god.
The fucking batshit titles that you pick out of the chaos. It'd be like this.
Like
this is the episode title.
Even the sections that you give now. They're like the chapters. Yeah. No, look. Alex and I were talking about it and how much we appreciated it. We just made sure not to tell you.
Yeah, not when I was there. I can respect that. I respect that more, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we're grateful for all the just shit ton of work you do behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and
it's like every like couple of weeks I'll go looking for something in an episode and I'll almost cough up along laughing at one of the section titles that you chose.
Well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna have fun with it. So the worst part is when I like listen halfway through an episode and then realize that I haven't been recording episode title like timestamps. And having to go back and like listen through it all again, or at least like scrub to try and find an interesting like cutting point. So.
Yeah.
Well, like the section of episode 12, one of the sections is Dragon Baldur's Gate, and I forgot. Like as soon as we stopped recording, I forgot about that joke entirely, and then I was looking for something, and it was Dragon Baldur's Gate, just as a fun reminder.
Yeah, and you can find the one random thing within that section that it refers to, even if it wasn't like the operating or important part of that section, because I don't actually name these things to make them
helpful,
easy for people to find things in, unless they're specifically looking for the Dragon Baldur's Gate bit, in which case it was successful.
And I also got to tell you guys, like when we don't do a show, I think there's been maybe over the last 8 years. 3 times that it's been because of Luke. Like most of the time we don't do it. I mean, sometimes you'll do it like it'll be scheduled, but like you are never ever gonna go, I can't do it this week, guys.
Well, yeah, that's why like there are many weeks where I'm like, I could use a break, but like I'll just go in and I'll see if one of you is also tired, and then I'll say like, okay, well, let's stop that. But if everyone else is like raring to go, I'll be like, okay, I'll bite the bullet and we'll do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're always a pro when it comes to that. So it's usually it's usually me. Sometimes
the rare occasions when Luke is out, he's like hospitalizably sick.
Yeah.
Or like has family visiting. Or has fallen through a dimensional rift and needs time to master subjective gravity.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm actually going to be away the first week of November. I'm going to be at Adventure X in London. So that's my going away thing. I will be absent.
With the other adventure game creators.
Yes, indeedy do.
Oh my lord. That sounds like it's going to be a blast.
It is. I actually went in 2019, and it was indeed a blast, and it shall be again.
Awesome.
I've never been to an Adventure X, but I've always wanted to. Because I don't actually make adventure games. I make other kinds of video games.
Hey, you know what? You should make a video blog.
Oh my goodness.
For the channel.
Homework. Yeah, maybe.
Homework.
I'll maybe at least take some pictures or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Just
we'll see.
Take some pictures. Yeah. Don't ruin it by being on the job while you're on the job. Don't do that.
And also, Luke, I'd like to say that you don't have to make adventure games to go to Adventure X. You can just enjoy them. That's part of it.
True.
As we do.
But, most of the time I'm actually working on games that I make instead of being able to. And I mean, like, it happens around the one time of the year that my wife actually comes to Canada most of the time. So timing isn't great.
Yes, it's a very solid reason.
Anyway, we have questions for Glory.
We do.
In fact, questions for Gory, I think.
We do. Okay. The first one, Idris says, question for Gory. Getting ready for Halloween dinner at the end of the month, but Halloween isn't very big in Australia. And it's spring. Given this, what kind of food should I serve at a spring Halloween dinner? This is a great choice.
One of the toughest questions we've ever been asked.
Surprisingly.
Tacos.
Tacos?
Tacos.
Halloween tacos?
Halloween tacos. Look, just you pick food, you pick seasonal food, and you just give it a little twist, you know? See, it's really hard for us to separate Halloween from the harvest, right? Like, up here we got pumpkins and falling leaves and chili
apples
and
To be fair, though, like the harvest festival food stuff is usually Thanksgiving. Like that's when you're having your turkey, your pumpkin.
Yeah, but that's when all the harvest stuff just starts to go off.
Things like that.
That's when
Halloween
happens.
party that I've gone to has been basically just like pizza, booze, and like candy.
Yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed by the premise of a Halloween dinner.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's like, fair.
My Halloween traditions when I were younger was I would go trick-or-treating, and like I may be scaling these memories out of proportion with age, but I recall filling like a good-sized garbage bag with candy, going around like every street till it was like a massive amount of candy, and then eating basically all of it as soon as I got home. Like not over the course of several days, basically all of the good stuff like in one night until like I could feel the horrific chemical processes going on in my blood. I don't ever recall eating anything other than candy on Halloween. As an adult, what I do is I shut off all the lights and I lock all the doors so that no one comes and knocks on the door, and I buy a big bag of candy and I eat it alone in the dark.
The Halloween candy is still an integral part of this process, however. It's just you're not giving it to children in costumes. You're just hoarding it like a candy.
Yeah, I just buy it outright. Only the stuff that I want, only the good stuff that I would go around begging for as a child. And then rather than, because we were big on like, we would always make our own costumes and it was a whole thing. And as soon as I became an adult, I never did that again. I would just buy the candy and eat it and cut out the middleman.
So I live on a crescent in Bedford, in the suburbs of Bedford.
Yeah, you're in the middle of prime trick-or-treating territory.
300, 400 kids. Wow. No, easily, every year. If I turn off my light, my car will be on fire. That option is not given to me.
I mean, the only option you got there is to be like the weird, like, ultra, like, Christian fundamentalist giving out chick tracts for Halloween for a few years, and then people will stop coming.
Beef Wellingtons.
Like, that's the long con. Beef Wellingtons.
Giving out beef Wellingtons.
Oatmeal.
And oatmeal.
just a spoonful of oatmeal into the sack.
Really though, what it is I also have kids, but even when I didn't, like I also have kids. I always like participating in this shit.
Matt likes children.
I do. I one of my favorite things.
That's not like me and Alex. We loathe other humans. Like I'm even like I don't like anybody, children more so. But like, you know.
Yeah,
I get it.
No, like kids are the most, you know, they're the most pure beings on earth, and sometimes purity hurts those that are damaged. I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it may surprise people to know that I actually don't mind kids at all. I really I appreciate the way
Alex
they stomp
does
around.
very well with children.
I appreciate the way
do.
kids stomp around like they own the place. You know, I have a real appreciation for that.
I appreciate the hell out of how well Alex deals with children, because it saved me from having to like be extremely awkward around Matt's children for many, many years. Whenever we would be at like D&D, and like, you know, Matt's kids would want to interact, and then it would be like Alex would just like deal with the children, and I would sit nearby doing nothing. As is my way.
My kids love Alex.
Aw.
Yeah, it's great.
This question, I actually wanted to help this person a little bit, and I'm going to make a really awful suggestion to them about this. So this is Australia. This is springtime, and my first thought when Luke read the question, or I can't remember who read the question because I don't have a memory either. Matt, when Matt read the question, was okay. Well, what's something that's in season in the spring? And I think like lambs and stuff. So you could have like lamb, and you could do like a satanic kind of themed dinner.
It's a fucking great idea.
Oh my god, spring lamb.
You might not want to make a jack-o'-lantern out of a lamb, though.
No, but just for like the main meal, you could do like the sacrificial lamb type of thing with some cranberry sauce.
If you wanted to go hardcore, you could like get the whole like carcass from the butcher and just like render that skull down and light a candle inside and.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Or you could use a watermelon instead of a pumpkin, maybe.
Oh, watermelon jack-o'-lantern. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Like
anything sufficiently gourd-like in shape.
Sure.
Yeah, you could
absolutely
probably do a watermelon, a cantaloupe. Cantaloupes are probably too small for it, but, you know. Are they in season enough at that point?
Don't know.
I traditionally think of like a watermelon as being a very sort of middle of summer kind of thing.
So we have to assume, right? Like the seasons are flipped, right? So like the end of October is pretty. It's halfway through fall. Like it's deep in fall, right?
For
like,
us, yeah.
For us, which means it would be deep into spring. For Australia,
close to the beginning of summer, probably.
You know,
that's a good point.
So, but I mean, like summer itself,
watermelon jack-o'-lantern. That sounds fun.
That sounds fun, right? Yeah. You know, and here's the thing: like, it's
I don't know that it would last quite the way that a pumpkin does. I think that watermelon, with all of its water content, probably like falls apart much sooner.
That's why you get
it only really needs to last one night.
A nice clear like shellac on top. Really get that good. It's we don't really eat dinner on Halloween. We have something, but it's just like it's a nightmare because the little kids start showing up at like 5:30, right? Halloween actual night is never a good night for dinner for us. But if Halloween is not a big deal in Australia, you're gonna have tons of time. Oh boy. You'll be fine.
My family Halloween was like pizza, maybe Chinese food.
Right, yeah, because you wanted something that you could just grab, right? In between trick-or-treaters.
And usually, like, from high school onward, like, after the last time I went trick-or-treating, like, out on the street, which was sometime early in high school, it was always just parties. Like, you just go to a friend's house, and everybody would, like, you know, eat candy and, like, have pizza and watch horror movies.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, make mummy hot dogs.
Mummy hot dogs.
You get a hot dog. You cover it in like Pillsbury crescent dough and wrap it up like a mummy.
Oh right.
And then, pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, like pigs in a blanket. And give them little mustard eyes.
Aww.
Could add a little squid ink to whatever you're cooking.
Yeah.
Make like black spaghetti.
Yeah. Tacos with eyes. I'm never gonna lose the tacos.
Yeah, salsa can look like gore.
Eyes to your side of your tacos.
Yeah, ketchup can look like blood.
I think there's no wrong thing to eat on Halloween.
And just have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, though, you just reminded me, Julia, like when you're a kid, like those little like school Halloween festival-y kind of things where they did fun stuff like God, what was it? Like they do like a punch that had something in it that looked like eyeballs,
grapes.
or grapes in a punch or something like that, and like God, I think it must have been a Halloween thing. It doesn't seem appropriate for any other holiday, but like there's like reach into a box where you can't, like, where it's obscured from sight.
Yeah.
And
it's like, it's brains or something.
Like spaghetti or something.
Cold
like
spaghetti
that.
was a big one. Yeah.
Well, there's your you want a watermelon jack-o'-lantern. You're gonna want some cold spaghetti in bags, and you're gonna want punch with eyeballs. That's your Halloween dinner. Eyeball punch, cold spaghetti in bags, watermelon jack-o'-lantern. That is our best effort for a springtime Halloween dinner. I would actually cap all of that off with get Halloween shaped cookie cutters. Mm-hmm. Make yourself some like sugar cookies and decorate them.
Cookies, yeah.
With
orange icing.
Yeah.
Or white icing, since you're
black.
Orange icing for like pumpkin.
Black licorice looks pretty evil.
You could get a bunch of orange peppers.
It tastes pretty evil.
Stuff your peppers with your favorite, ground beef and rice, and carve a little face, jack-o'-lantern face.
Yeah, like
it's
like a head, like on Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got like green. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys have so many good ideas.
And
you could also cut out the butcher entirely. Just get yourself a lamb and for real sacrifice it. Like make an altar and sacrifice it, and then cook and eat it.
Yeah, barbecue it. Yeah, or rotisserie it.
I've seen someone do the peppers thing before, so I can't take credit for that. But yeah, there it is.
Okay,
or pizza's fine.
Pizza's also great. Yeah, but I need your favorite candies. Go Halloween candies. Favorite whatever chocolates, candy, confection.
Favorite thing to get at Halloween?
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Anything chocolate, really, but probably like Reese's, peanut M&Ms. Yeah.
I like those little bags of chips.
Yeah.
They're cheap as hell, but in Canada they're called Rockets. In US they're called Smarties.
I used to love those.
Because in Canada we have different Smarties. Yeah. But basically just like little tablets of pure sugar in a wrapper. Just sort of stacked.
They were tart as well, though. They were nice, yeah.
Well, sometimes they are.
One of my
most
favorites.
Of the time, it's just the ones that I bought one year, which is probably why I have diabetes now. Was just a big box of like 300.
Oh my
of those.
Goodness!
Yeah,
it's pleasing the way they explode between your teeth.
They're great.
It's true.
They used to be my favorite.
Into powder.
Into just a choking cloud of dust.
But I don't know if they're anyone's favorite.
They were one of my favorites.
It wouldn't quite be Halloween without them.
But you need them. You definitely need them.
And you will eat them, unlike candy corn.
Chocolate, definitively, anything chocolate was always my favorite. I do not hate candy corn the way that other people do.
We don't, but candy corn isn't as big in Canada as it is in the US.
True.
Yeah.
You're going to rarely find it. Look, I could go to town on Snickers and Twix mini bars, and I'd be happy. Those two specifically.
Really any fun-sized version of a chocolate bar you would want any other time of the year.
Mars bars too.
Yeah, Mars bars.
I don't care for the nougat or whatever that is that goes on in a Mars bar. But I will say I do like the snack size, because I always feel like the big size are basically like meal-sized chocolate bars that you can't even eat in one sitting anyway. At least I don't, but I mean, your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Mad Men.
the chocolate I would eat Halloween night as soon as I got home would comfortably be measured in pounds, if not kilograms. Yeah, so it did not matter what size the chocolate bar was. It wouldn't be fun sized when I was done with it. I was not there to have fun. I was there to try as hard as I could to actually die eating chocolate.
What I would do is I take the fun size ones, especially ones like the Snickers, and I'd like bite the ends off and combine them into a giant bar.
Make them a full size.
I've done that. Also, Sour Patch Kids. Fucking love Sour Patch Kids. God damn.
COVID has given me the laugh of a cartoon dog.
I do like a Sour Patch Kid, but I've found that, and maybe things are different now, but like when I've tried sour candy in Canada now, it's like it's all just sweet. There's barely any actual sourness to it. I don't know if it's like the sour candy in Japan is like a lot more actually like legitimately sour, but like after I came back here, I tried Sour Patch Kids and like, Jesus, this is just sugar.
Yeah, that's
all. It's like a little bit tart, and the tartness goes away immediately.
Yeah, that's all I want, though. I just want that little hit of tart. That's why I like it.
There was this lemon candy I used to eat all the time, and holy shit, it was just like sucking on a lemon the whole time you were eating the candy. It was glorious.
That does sound good. Sour Patch Kids, they're still mostly sugar. They do have that good amount of like molar aching sourness to them. So they might have come back around, but I don't have your frame of reference for it. Warheads will still fuck you up if you want something that's unbelievably sour. Maybe it is still the same where it's mostly the coating on the outside that is just like pure like acid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is.
Which is a horrible chemical reaction.
Yeah.
And it is like it's just regular candy underneath, but they were always like that. So if you want something that is like appallingly sour, I don't think they've changed the Warheads recipe at all. Like, it's the same deal. None of the spin-off Warheads candy will do with it, only the original ones.
Yeah. And if you dislike children and you want to make them unhappy, I grew to like them, but like double salted licorice is probably a great
That's just such a mean uncle thing to say.
That stuff is gold. You keep that for yourself.
It doesn't really good. I like it. Alex put me onto it, but yeah.
It doesn't count as my favorite Halloween candy because you never get it for Halloween. But my favorite candy is definitely like real authentic salted Dutch licorice, like shaped like tractors and roosters and sad objects from before fun was invented.
That is really one thing you have done to us, Alex, is that you've put us onto terrible licorice. And we like it. Like I'll buy it on purpose.
Yeah, like I like it personally, but like I wouldn't give it to a child.
No.
The child would not appreciate what it is.
Somebody at my first workplace, Bite Games in Charlottetown, accidentally they were trying to buy black licorice, and they accidentally bought salted licorice, and no one could stand it, and they were giving it to people as like a prank. And a bunch of people were sincerely offended. Like friendships were damaged that day. It's such a hard pill to swallow.
Look.
But there were a couple European people there who just ate it like candy.
Like candy.
Like people got to get the fuck over it. It's not that bad.
Well, if you've never had something like that, though, then I have a very similar story. Interestingly, one of my coworkers went to Gamescom when I was working at Acquire in Japan, and nobody in the studio had black licorice of any type prior to this black licorice that they brought back from Germany, which is pretty authentic black licorice. And I think I was the only guy in the studio that could eat it. So like I was the European in in this scenario here for a bunch of really like appalled Japanese people.
That's great. Yeah, no, I mean it's a thing. It's a thing. If you it's a rough thing, but I like it. So yeah, that's one question for Gory.
Thanks for the question, Idras.
Yeah, great one. I hope
that's our terrible answer.
Answering that one.
That is our terrible answer to your challenging question.
Yeah, I believe the final answer was pizza.
Yeah, it's always pizza.
Watch a horror movie.
I don't know what pizza's like in Australia, but anyway.
What horror movies would you watch on your Halloween?
my knee-jerk response was crust up.
Crust up pizza.
Crust on the top.
Crust up pizza.
I'm not proud of that, but I figure there's no reason to censor that response. Like immediate knee-jerk response, crust on the top.
Crust on the top pizza.
Crust on the top pizza?
Yeah, because it's upside down. Because it's in Australia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's not a good joke. I'm not proud of it.
Anyway, Fun for Algernon says, question for Gory. When the first level 0 NPC fan dies after tying onions to their ankles instead of seeing a doctor when they're sick, will Matt feel remorse, or is it more like water off a duck's back? Sounds like this is one for you guys, not for me.
Well, you're the only one who will know whether you would feel remorse about that or not.
I do, but
I think we were pretty clear about like seeing a doctor if you're sick.
yeah, look, you know what? Anybody who's going to tie onions to their ankles instead of going to see a doctor.
Like, I don't, like, if anyone got instead of from our dialogue about onions on the feet, and I was like, I for one was pretty vocally skeptical. Like, I straight up said it was just a placebo effect. Like, I think as a channel, if someone's takeaway was, I no longer need a doctor, I can just lash some vegetables to my hind limbs and I'll be fine. I think it's on them.
First of all,
sad, but,
I gave very, very specific instructions on what to do, and tying onions to your ankles ain't it. That's going to do nothing. Putting onions in a bag.
Matt did just describe before the episode recording began tonight that he made a whole ass foot tagine.
Oh, I did.
Cure his sickness the other day.
Look, here's all I'm saying. Look, I made a big old garlic and ginger and lemon and honey balm to get rid of an illness that was taking a hold of me yesterday. And you know what? It worked. I don't give a shit. I don't need to see a doctor for that. You know what? Go to see a doctor. They're just like, get some rest. You're wasting time. Like, yeah. Also, it's Canada. I'm not going to
wasted precious hours during your 40s.
I think in general, like, in Canada, we have like technically free healthcare, but also it's sort of impossible to access.
Yes.
So, like, if you're lucky enough to have a family doctor and you see them about the sniffles, they'll kind of laugh at you.
Yes.
So, like, if you're that sort of sick, do whatever makes you feel better. Like, take some cold meds and get some vitamin C in you, and like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm never gonna like look down at anybody who just fucking doses themselves with NyQuil and sleeps all day. I'm never gonna do that. That's fine.
If you're having trouble breathing, like real trouble breathing, or you can't swallow, I learned very recently that it's actually really important to treat the symptoms of strep throat, not just it's important to treat the infection. It's also really important to treat the symptoms. So, like, if you can't swallow or you can't breathe or any serious type of symptom like that, yes, absolutely see a doctor, because that's a medical emergency.
Yes.
100%. If you've got cold and flu, any, like, the line between a folk remedy and a medicinal remedy is fuzzy.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, folk remedies worked for a long time for some people. And who knows why?
A lot of the time it is just the medicinal herbs and things like that eventually become pills, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Echinacea and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So
I had
also, if you have persistent symptoms that won't go away.
Yeah, go see a doctor.
See a physician about them.
Yeah.
You know? In case get checked out in case it's something more serious.
I was on it, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the episode of Colonel's Bequest, but I was about to go make an appointment with the doctor, but I thought, fuck, it's going to be like a week before I can get in, and it's just going to be a nightmare, so I'm going to try one last thing, and it's going to be the onions. And it worked. So I don't, like... You gotta go see your doctor, guys. Mm-hmm. Also, and I'd like to be cool and like an edgelord and go, if you were stupid enough to do that instead, I'm not gonna care. Well, don't do that, guys.
No, I'd be definitely sad if we lost a fan. Mm-hmm. Even if we lose a fan for a stupid reason. Even if we lose a fan to their own stupidity, I'll still be sad to lose a fan.
Yeah, no,
you know.
Yeah.
I probably won't feel much remorse, because that would be a strange conclusion to draw from our dialogue on the subject.
But, you know, it's one of those things. Go see a doctor if you need it. But
I'm also not sure that we are important enough in anyone's life that one of their loved ones would come onto our channel later to go like, hey, you were my late husband's favorite YouTube channel.
You knew him as Fun for Algernon.
Well, the problem is it was tying onions around their ankles instead of putting them in bags.
I really love
putting them in a bag. Yeah.
I love Fun for Algernon's
like
wording here too. When the first level 0 NPCs fan dies, as if it's gonna be like a cult situation where we lose dozens of you.
Our own little fucking Heaven's Gate.
Look, I am not anti-science. I'm just up for trying things. Try things. As long as they don't hurt you. Who gives a shit?
If Matt's cough keeps coming back and he keeps treating it with onions, I am going to make him see a doctor.
Yeah. Look, I had COVID and my cough didn't even come back. Think about that one. Yeah, yours did.
Onions, Alex,
mine kind of never went away.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm not blaming it on the onions, but I think they helped.
I try to mute my coughs, but these fuckers keep making me laugh.
It's okay, I'll mute them if you don't, or I won't. Like sometimes I just forget. But
yeah, and there it is. Did we have any more questions?
For Gory?
We've got for Gory. Yes.
Might as well get them out of the way. We're not making any progress. We made a lot of progress on those episodes.
Boy.
This is the fan mailbag episode.
This is the fan mail.
Daddy Snark had a good comment about a character named Garlic in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fully aware of Garlic Jr. from Dragon Ball Z. I just didn't really think it bore talking about too much.
I actually wasn't aware of that. The reason I have not watched Dragon Ball Z was because of it's come up before. I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of media as a kid, just a generalized paranoia my parents had about it. And there's a bunch I never caught up on. Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z being the two big ones that I never caught up on.
I feel like I was a little too old for Dragon Ball Z when it came out.
Makes sense.
So I kind of missed it. Like,
it was like a Saturday morning cartoon thing.
What year?
In California in 90, I don't know, 93, 4, something like that.
Yeah, see, like I'm 40, I'm 45, so in 94 I was like in high school. I could have done it. I could have done it. I think I was
like junior high. So.
I was a little too old. Junior high, I think, is the perfect age to start on Dragon Ball Z.
Absolutely.
I wasn't a nerd back then. I was just a dweeb.
I was a little bit of both, but I mean, I was very much a weeb. But like, I watched Dragon Ball for a while. I did get bored of it very quickly, though, because like I cottoned on fairly quickly to the fact that there is actually no plot from episode to episode. You could condense the whole thing down, and they did. There's a whole thing called Dragon Ball Abridged. But like there's so much filler that it'll take like a year for one plot point to resolve. If you're watching it like week on week. So, you're not really missing much. And Dragon Ball, the original series, is just Journey to the West. There are literally like 1,000 different versions of Journey to the West that you could go watch. So, find one, watch it. You've seen Dragon Ball series season 1.
But no, we weren't trolling you. Not on purpose.
No, not on purpose. I mean, like, not on purpose, certainly. Like, I didn't really think too hard about, like, Garlic Jr., the character, in the grander scheme of, like, yeah, there's a lot of characters with food names in Japanese media.
But Daddy Snark kind of has a question for Gory, a little bit.
Okay.
It's not an official one, but it is there. It's
not an official question for Gory.
No,
okay.
But it is a question, right? So he said it's got me thinking of what other alternates there could be for endings. We mentioned the self-imposed good ending of just getting in the car.
Yeah, just getting in the car and leaving.
So keep Don away from the phone repair guy long enough for him to finish punching the number for the Ghostbusters. What's another good ending? What's another that doesn't involve her just driving away? Which is, by the way, setting fire to the place and driving away. That's my number one happy ending here. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Were we out in town before or after Don, the Don situation devolved into outright abuse?
before. It was during like the first day or two. Dawn was getting a little weird, but it was mostly just sort of like him being kind of really obsessed with building this dark room. But I mean, that you could easily have been chalked up at that point of him just being very enthusiastic about having a project
and cranky
to work on.
Because like,
cranky, yeah.
Well, I guess the townsfolk weren't great either, were they? They were kind of.
They were fine. There was like the weird 20s mobster real estate guy, but everyone else was fine.
There's a possibly a good ending where we just talk to one of them about a like domestic violence situation, but that's kind of akin to getting in our car and driving away.
Essentially, yeah.
I think to me, like, that's just the best case here. If you want to save Dawn, okay.
I mean, retroactively just buying the apartment in New York instead.
Who's our big stupid friend who lives in the barn? Cyrus. We could get him to just like Vader Palpatine Dawn off the ravine.
I mean, like, if we want to save Dawn, we knock him out and we take him to fucking Paris or something and go to see a fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, we find a way to kill the ghost mime that's possessing him.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Stick and stay.
No, is that it? Should we do more? I don't know. Should we? Are we done? Did we just do
45 minutes?
Did we just do a talkie episode?
Yeah, we did a mailbag episode.
Well. Julia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
What? Why?
I don't know. I feel like we're just talking.
No. That's what this is all about. I'm still trying to think of, what would be a good ending for this besides, the obvious one. Get Dawn some help, but we still are saddled with this house. Like, sell the house and buy that apartment, 300 square foot apartment in New York where the toilet's in the middle of the room.
I don't think we can. I don't think there's an ending where we can like feel good about selling this house.
Adrienne is
she's
there's
stretching.
almost like
converted into an Airbnb, just a really haunted Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
There's almost an analogy to be drawn between our relationship with Dawn and our relationship with the house, because we are ignoring a lot of warning signs,
red flags.
The classic analogy is Wile E. Coyote running off a cliff, and he can continue running as long as he doesn't look down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coyote.
We're doing that in both senses, right? So like there's a lot of overtly supernatural phenomenon that we are kind of ignoring and not piecing together into a greater problem, even though the ghosts are popping out of the walls being like, hey, a demon made me kill all my wives.
Okay.
We're not really doing anything about that.
This is actually, we can make this a good thing, that we can make this work for us, because Dawn is possessed, but then does that mean that other people won't get possessed? So what we could do is just keep Dawn in the barn with Cyrus bear hugging him or something, and then we could rent the Airbnb out as like a haunted place, and people could have all the weird visions and think it's really cool. And then,
man, I didn't even think of chaining up Dawn in the garage. What a great solution. There's so many rooms here. Just chain him up in one of them. He's just a guy.
And then people could hear him and they think it's part of the haunting, right? So it's just, there's no problem. And we could just make lots of money.
We'll just Black Widow a series of husbands as they starve one at a time.
We'd keep him alive. We would feed him, right? But he would keep the demon in him safe.
We'd have to take care of him. We'd have to
nominally,
wipe
Cyrus
his ass.
Could feed him squirrels.
I think after a couple years, he would just become like a feral animal man, though.
He's basically that now.
Yeah, it's
just hose him down.
He is right
keep
now.
Him, have a trough for his food and a trough for his water and a trough for his poop and pee, and we're all set.
The in trough and the out trough.
Yes.
I mean, like, serious talk, though, like, I would have just thrown away everything inside the house. Like, the furniture, the weird paintings. Like, it's strange to have been in this house for 3 or 4 days with somebody else's portraits on the wall.
Like, we've been sleeping on a bed in which this guy, bedded and murdered a succession of wives.
I don't even like to sleep in someone's guest room with pictures of their family in picture frames in the room.
Let alone an actual known murderer.
I love Julia's ending because we become the new Carno, even though our husband is possessed. Because we, in full possession of our faculties, choose to sacrifice a series of husbands to the curse. I think that's amazing. Because, like psychologically, does that mean we are possessed and don't know it?
Yeah.
Right? Do we actually have our faculties? Is that what happened to Carno and he didn't realize it until after he was dead? It's great. That's a real mind bender.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Twilight Zone. I like it.
We grow to despise our husband for his behavior, so we chain him up with the curse, but it turns out we were the one who was possessed.
Well, keep
Maybe
in mind...
more Tales from the Crypt than Twilight Zone.
We actually, me and Alex at least, have no idea how this ends. None. Never.
No, I have no idea.
So, it might be something like that, but I don't think so.
I feel like I know how this ends.
Slightly controversial take. This is not a universal truth at all. Whenever I'm watching a true crime thing, I sort of, on some level, a little bit believe that women should be allowed to murder their husbands if they want. It's not an absolute truth, but a lot of those husbands had it coming. Statistically, more than half of them did, right? So, which is why I'm a little bit heavy on just kill him, whatever. If he's not if you're done with him, just kill him a little bit.
Put it this way, he's possessed and he means his harm, but we have no way of fixing him, right? So the best thing to do would be, to keep him in a straitjacket in the barn or whatever, wouldn't it?
Or
for
kill
everybody?
Him.
Yeah. Or
kill him.
Julia's right, the curse might move on.
Exorcising him is probably an option.
We don't know if that's an option in this world.
What?
It could be just another thing.
She barely fucking understands what's going on in this house.
That's true.
Let alone
she's left the baby fart cloud in that room.
So all of these other apparitions could be some sort of psychosis. The persistent baby cloud. I don't understand why she's not seeing if anyone else can see it.
She's the least worried about that too. She's curious about that at best. She's not even nonplussed when she goes in there. And that is by far the scariest thing before all of the murder visions started happening.
So whenever she's sitting still like this, she reclines and relaxes and seems kind of tired. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing strikes me as someone who is not well. The whole the whole our husband is becoming increasingly temperamental and violent. And we keep seeing these horrible apparitions in mirrors. And I don't think the game is drawing an analogy between those, but it does seem like an analogy for someone trapped in the prison of a disintegrating relationship with an abusive partner.
Or maybe she has really bad short-term memory.
Yeah.
Because she gets really scared at some of these things and then she's fine 2 seconds later.
Yeah, she puked in the sink and then was just I'm going to chill.
Incidentally, I know the stance maybe women should just be allowed to murder their husbands is a sexist one innately. It's just that in those murder mystery documentaries, the number of cases where it was an evil woman who murdered her super nice, fine husband, it's pretty occasional. It's statistically insignificant. Yeah, it's
statistically
it's an asymmetrical world in which we live.
Yes, it's predominantly the other way around for sure. So yeah,
it's sort of an equity versus equality thing.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
boomers.
In an ideal world, it wouldn't ever be okay to murder your spouse. I think it might be, on some level, I think maybe it's a little bit okay if a woman wants to murder her husband.
That's horror month for you.
Well, especially, especially back in the old days when there was little recourse for women anyone, like divorce wasn't really a thing. And there were so many other reasons why women couldn't support themselves. They're just married to this guy. And it's just a big old nightmare. And they didn't really have many solutions for that particular problem.
Like when I'm running through the scenario in my head, in all of those true crime documentaries where the husband murders his wife, I'm always like, I'm so sorry that happened to her. And when the reverse is true, when she murders her husband, it's the same. I'm so sorry that happened to her. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It must have been such a chore to murder your husband and dispose of the body and try to get away with it. That must have been really stressful for you.
Leave us your questions for Gory, everybody.
I think Adrienne would be fine with it, considering how she is now. I think she'd be shocked for 5 minutes, and then she'd keep on stretching on the couch.
We definitely need to get rid of Don.
Yeah.
I think we probably needed to get rid of him before he was possessed, but now definitely.
Yeah, he always had that ponytail.
Yeah. Man, I gotta tell you, even in the 90s, we knew that wasn't it.
And hair takes time to grow. It's not like it just popped out of his head one day.
Yeah, no, I know.
She saw it happen.
This side of Don has been growing for as long as his ponytail. He kept talking about wanting a dark room and growing a ponytail.
He could have come home one day with that vest and she would have no say in it, but the ponytail was definitely something that was brewing.
Come home one day with the vest. Let's check on Don before we finish.
Sure, why not?
Oh, good, why not?
Since we're talking about him right now, let's just see if all of this still feels justified in a moment.
I love how she stood at the top of the stairs for a long time, and just if you actually go back and look at what she did this episode, she's crazy.
I mean, if you think of it in the context of what she's actually doing, based on how we control her, yes.
Yeah.
Dawn? You in there?
I mean, how long has he been in there and he hasn't answered? He could be dead already.
We
should be so lucky.
That's what we call lucky. A best case scenario right there.
Just chemicals of his dark room, his wannabe dark room.
I mean, come on. We saw what happened with Carno. He murders his wives.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Can we take this a little more seriously, Adrienne? Come on.
It's a wife murder ghost, and we've seen so many apparitions in the mirror. I guess she doesn't have a lot of other people to talk to.
True.
But at a certain point, and the phone is out.
Yeah, no. That's a nice bird.
Oh, that's what that is. I didn't even see it as a bird.
Kind of looks like a Punisher skull.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, I thought it was a Punisher skull too.
That's why I said it was a bird, to make myself look more sane than you guys. But I saw
secretly
the skull
Don
too.
is just in here. He's just a cop.
Yeah, he painted that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the things I do and say would lead anyone to believe that I'm a sane person. Not a well person, at least.
Yeah. Leave us your questions for Gory, though, guys.
Yeah.
We really like them. Hey, you know what? If you've never left a question for Gory before, try leaving one. See what happens.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of vertical movement for the amount of twisting there, the gearbox you would need to make that happen would be incredible. Also, she's straining on it, but not that much.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed, and also she can go back up that way too.
It's like a piece of gnomish machinery.
Yeah, this doesn't exist in real life, does it? And for good reason.
Similar things.
This?
This exact thing, yeah.
Really?
I've seen something like this, yeah. You don't see it much because it's unsafe. But,
yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I've seen.
I've never.
I mean, they could have just put a ladder, but they just chose not to. I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that choice.
Yeah.
Oh.
We found the gold room.
Oh, we've been out through this exit before?
No. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
That'll close on its own.
Oh, and it doesn't reopen.
Oh, shit.
Time to throw down with Carno the Ghost Magician.
She doesn't miraculously know where the button to reopen it is.
Damn is right.
From the other side.
Well, shit. There's things to explore now.
It's a little weird to buy a house that you don't know the actual floor plan of.
Yeah.
To be surprised by the existence of a room.
Of this size,
Of
no
a
less.
theater.
Yeah.
Of this size, yeah.
One of the fun parts of being a pastor's kid is you can get all in and around the church, like old sanctuary buildings, and you could discover rooms. There was one, if you got up into the ceiling, you could find a room that had windows but no doors that was full of old chairs. So, like, you see some weird shit like that in, like, really big buildings, but a room of this size would not go astray.
Join us next time, guys, when we'll explore the shit out of this room.
Unlock the theater door.
Ooh. Maybe we'll even unlock the theater door.
Unlock
Is that
the
a
theater door.
Is that a stage guillotine?
It sure looks like one.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out next
Oh
time.
my goodness.
Oh my God, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, my purple seat.
My purple seat.
We waited 45 minutes for a cliffhanger, everyone.
Leave us your questions for Glory, guys. I mean, Gory. We don't do Glory no mo.
We're like one of those fucking webcomics where you have to scroll down for like 2 hours.
Well, we'll see you next time, guys. Stick and stay.
Stick and stay.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Stick and stay.
Do only
Smash
harm.
the like button.
Choose fear.
It really helps the channel.
Tickle the bell.
It helps the channel.
Apple's
I
the
don't-
channel.
I don't like the phrase "tickle the bell." I don't like that.
Just tickle that bell, everyone.
Lick the subscribe button. Helps the channel.
You don't even have to leave a clever comment. You can just hit the comment button and then roll your face back and forth across the keyboard.
We'll
If
read
I
it.
see a few of those comments, I will be happy.
We'll read them, too.
Yeah.
I appreciate your well thought out comments. YouTube doesn't.
Yeah, no, YouTube doesn't care.
YouTube doesn't care. It cares that you're not bots.
Like, comment, subscribe, smash bell. Thanks. Helps the channel. Bye. Yeah. We did too many calls to action.
Oh,
Shit,
no.
we're gonna lose subscribers.
We've called too many actions.
We'll narrow it down to choose fear and do only harm.
Choose fear. Do only harm.
Choose fair.
It's horror month. It's perfect.
If we ever have merch, we need a shirt
Embrace
that says
helplessness.
"Choose fear, do only harm."
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Stick and stay.
Also, stick and stay. Obviously, we need a stick and stay shirt. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're never gonna have
Oh.
We have one coffee mug.
We do have a coffee mug.
Super defeatist.
Yeah, I mean, you could anything.
There are 4 level 0 NPCs coffee mugs in the world.
That's true.
I have 2 of them, and Matt has 2 of them.
I do. I have-
Multiple artists in the group.
Wait, I have.
We'll never have merch.
No,
Just cross your arms the way where you put your hands all the way up in your armpits. You know, just
Everyone just
We'll
steps
never
backwards
have
in one
merch.
step. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Luke, I only have one of those mugs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What
I thought I
happened?
gave you 2.
No, what happened to the third one?
Maybe I have
The mystery
all
of the
three.
missing
Oh my
mug.
god! Actually, I haven't seen that mug in a long time. Wonder where it went. Did I lose?
Had nothing to do with Sierra Saturday either.
No.
I have one of those mugs right here at my desk. I was I was drinking miso soup out of it this afternoon.
Wow.
You can do any print on demand sites like Fourth Wall. I use Fourth Wall Society 6.
Well, that's exactly.
You can just do that. You don't need like a warehouse or anything.
Yeah, I know, but I like warehouses.
You can have a warehouse too if you wish. I mean, I'm not telling you not to have it.
I don't know.
It's no fun having merch if you don't know for sure that someone is suffering to make it.
I mean, I guess we could suffer to make it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, if you're still listening, and I don't know why you would be, but if you're still listening,
we know some of you are.
Would you guys be interested in merch, especially the people who are listening this far?
Wow.
Let us know. What would you like to see? We don't even. What other channel lets the audience decide what they want to see for merch? Like, and not just an option. Just tell us what you want. Like
your Colonel's Bequest, your Laura Bow is awesome. I would love that on a shirt.
You take Laura Bow on a shirt? I don't know. Are we legally allowed to sell that?
Well, you don't have to call it the Laura Bow shirt. You can call it the red-headed detective shirt.
I mean, there was a dude who on like Classic Gamers Guild was basically like redrawing entire like panoramic scenes from Sierra games and selling them. So.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And I mean, like the Space Quest historian doesn't even like re-instrumentalize. Just has sold like fucking records of just soundtracks to Sierra video games.
And you always see those fucking T-shirts too, where it's like the TARDIS except it's R2D2, and like it's the Doctor except the sonic screwdriver is a lightsaber. Like it's just an obvious like genre mashup. For a while, YouTube was recommended. Not YouTube. Facebook was sending me ads for that constantly because it had gathered that I was a nerd. Fucking hate that shit. I went into the ad settings and fucked them up so badly that Facebook now just shows me like fishing lures and fasteners for things and bins. No idea what I like. Because I much prefer it that way. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if you just do a piece of artwork,
it's original
of a
completely.
Character. Yeah,
your style and everything.
Right. Let us know if you guys want merch. I know we're just droning on at this point. It's like we're just hanging out, and we're just not listening to you. We're just we keep asking.
Stop and let them talk.
Yeah, we keep asking the PCs questions and then just not letting them answer. It's great.
That example of the TARDIS R2D2 with the sonic screwdriver lightsaber. Doctor Who / Luke Skywalker. That is not one of the T-shirts. That was synthesis from all of the shitty examples that I saw. So if you want that for merch, let Matt know and we'll make him draw that for you.
I will not do that. There's no way.
I so badly don't want to see that realized.
Well, I just typed in TARDIS R2D2 and it's yeah.
It doesn't make sense. First of all, I don't get it.
Well, no. Yeah.
Some of those genre mashup T-shirts that I saw for whatever company was making them were so fucking asinine. It was just literally any two things.
Okay, so one shirt I did have for a long time is I had Admiral Akbar dressed as a Ghostbuster holding a trap up. God. And I thought, okay, that's clever. I'll buy that. And I did. See, but that's the thing. That actually means something. Because he's just holding it up and he's saying it's a trap.
I mean, like, yeah, it's like the iced tea with ice cubes in it. Sure, right? Like,
yeah, there's
some amount of like
there needs to be a little bit of clever
that went into it.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't Googled the thing that Matt said, but I did.
Yeah, see, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
There's an image here of a C-3PO Cyberman and an R2-D2 Dalek.
Yes, I'm looking exactly at that right now.
Oh, fine, I'll look at it now. What is the search term we're looking at here? What's going on?
I just typed in TARDIS R2-D2.
TARDIS.
It's
I'll see all of this Friday night.
Nauseating.
When I edit this.
Oh.
What? We could have ended the episode a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, we could have.
I mean, on some level, people must love our meandering bullshit.
Jesus.
Some people do. we wouldn't have lasted. Well, we would have lasted, but we wouldn't have this many people continuing to watch our show if it was any.
I do like the R2D2 coffee press. That's pretty cute.
When I'm watching a show that I find funny, I think I probably would listen to them chew the fucking scenery for an hour after the show ended.
Yeah,
I would probably listen to all of it.
That's fair.
I mean, that is most podcasts, to be honest. Like,
oh, that R2D2 coffee press is actually okay. You're right. But that has nothing to do with the TARDIS.
No.
That's just...
No, why would it?
That's just R2D2 being repurposed into an appliance.
It's great. It's the shape and everything. It's like, unlike the R2D2 tape measure, which I don't know where they're coming from with that one. I like the screwdriver, though, because it's a tool, and he's a tool. That works. Cute little screwdriver.
Yeah, I don't mind R2D2 shaped things.
No, but
it's the genre mashup of just any two nerd things, and then it's a T-shirt.
Yeah,
like I guess it's a good way to get around copyright because it's always an original piece of artwork. If it's a mashup of two other things, it's that's probably what it comes down to. And then it's just you can just make a little random thing generator, and then.
But it is creatively bankrupt.
Well, like I have seen some clever genre mashups, and I've seen some that were just like you said, just cause you can, you know. But yeah, I don't know.
My cartoon dog laugh must be such bad audio, but I can't laugh quieter because I'm always stifling a cough.
I think it's great.
I love it.
I think it's
very Hanna-Barbera.
It's like having a prospector on the team. Shit. All right, everybody. Look, you know, we've done our best to try to damage everything, and I think we did a good job, so...
Yeah, we did only harm today, just as we set out to do.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. All right, choose fear. Do only harm.
Stick and stay.
Stick and stay.
Probably hopelessness.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, all.